Can this be its own YouTube video? Oh my god. Alright. Well, that would do it for Silly Comp Sundays, except that, if you recall, we still have one unfulfilled requirement, which is that I need to do a soup tier list. So for those who didn't hear the context at the beginning of the stream, I very frequently will eat on stream because I'm busy as all get out and I need to use my time efficiently. So it's become kind of a meme, and a lot of the time what I eat is soup, because soup is really easy to cook up quickly and to be able to just walk over, spend a minute and a half, and grab and have soup. And so Slydra and Kitty and a few others, friends of the channel and friends of me personally, have been going and trying to get me to do a tier list of all the different soups that I typically get from the store. All right, I always get this brand, so all of you Campbell's enjoyers out there, I'm sorry, but I'm lazy and I go for this brand because I've consistently liked their flavors. But we're gonna go and we're gonna get ourselves some soup, and then we'll come back and we'll work on the tier list. Warmed in the microwave for the standard length of time. Oh, and I need to get the label up really quick because this is still a part of Silly Comp Sunday, and I'll show myself. Why not? Alrighty, so we'll start with the soup that I am currently eating, which is the chicken and sausage gumbo. And I'm gonna put this. We're starting off strong. I'm gonna put this off in the up in the S tier. Now, bear in mind, like, this is all, just about all of these are food that I would totally eat. But this is one of the ones that I keep coming back to the most consistently. This is the only soup that I have tried from them that is remotely spicy. There is one, I think there's like a couple that are like branded as spicy that I haven't tried. But this one, it's just a little spicy without telling you that it's spicy, which is good. I think we as white people deserve to be surprised by that and to have to deal with it, because it's good for us. We should develop that tolerance. No, it has a good amount of meat in it. A lot of them can be a little bit stingy on the meat. Like, I'll be talking about that a little bit with the chicken noodle. But it's got like chicken and sausage in it at the same time. So, like, I guess they just have more than usual. It has rice, which I like a lot, and the flavor of it's pretty good. So, solid start there, makes a good meal. Chicken noodle is going to be really situational. It's one of my favorite kinds of soup, but the problem with this particular chicken noodle soup is that there's not a lot of ingredients in it. They're a little bit stingy on the ingredients there. So this is more of a snack soup. So it like tastes really good. I feel bad like putting it down too low, but they don't do it. There'll be like 4 pieces of chicken, I swear, in a can of this soup. Jen, this is important. When I move out, I will be living off this. Oh God. So like, this is good and I like it. The problem is that you're just not. It's not a meal by itself. You need a little bit more if it's just going to be the chicken soup, because you're basically just drinking some salty water in some cases here. All right, creamy chicken chicken of mushroom and barley, I think. Oh no, it's chicken and mushroom and with barley. There we go. It's got a lot of barley in it. It's got one of the things I'm looking for is like a lot of carbs, because I am a distance runner and I kind of need that. And there's a lot of barley that's in it. And there will probably be a lot that sticks to the outside of the can that you aren't able to get out and you get sad. But it's got a lot of that. It's got some chicken in it. The flavor is good if you don't eat it too often. Like, I feel like the chicken and sausage gumbo, it's very rare that I'm going to get tired of that. This, I can definitely eat too much of it and end up being like, nah, I'm sick of that. I don't want to eat that anymore. So that's why I'm putting it down a level. Mushrooms aren't for everybody. I'm cool with them, but I'd say it's definitely a step above chicken noodle in that it's a lot more filling. But it's lower in that, like I said, flavor profile is very one note, and it wears off over time. Similar thing has kind of happened to me with the Italian style wedding. I'm going to put that down in a B tier. I'm probably going to put it a little bit below. This used to be my favorite of the soups, but over time it kind of started to feel just a little bit. The flavor started to feel a little bit fake. It started to feel like, this doesn't feel like the actual ingredients should taste. And that's kind of stuck with me since then. But it's got a good mix of like chicken and vegetables and noodles. And it is a lot more filling than the chicken noodle soup is. But I tend not to buy this too much anymore because I'm just kind of over the way that it tastes. I might... Do I drop it here? Because again, it used to be my favorite, which is making me hesitate to put it in C. But right now, where I'm at, I feel like I got to put it a little bit lower. Because again, I don't buy this one anymore. This one, I guess it's like the meta changed. The meta game is different. We patched out the Italian wedding soup. Beef barley is gonna also go into the S tier here. This is a pretty filling one as well. Like with the barley, they're never stingy on the barley, it seems. They've also got a good amount of beef in there and a lot of vegetables to go along with it. Just all around really good soup. Nothing there in terms of flavors that anyone's going to be like applauding too heavily, but nothing to complain about there either. So pretty solid. Would put it below chicken and sausage gumbo in the S tier. Beef pot roast. I'm going to put this one in A. First of all, it's not always there. It seems like a kind of a specialty item. I don't always see it when I go there. And I think it actually costs a little bit more because it's the Rich and Hearty sub-brand. So they're trying to be like, hey, we put a little extra in it, so you're going to pay a little more for it. And I'm like, it still tastes like the beef barley soup. Just like, I guess you made the meat a little bit fancier or something, but... None of these products are fancy. I'm not trying to pay a premium for something that doesn't taste that much different. So that's kind of where I'm at on that one. It's fine. It's good, and it's probably got a few more calories in it than most other things, but I don't know. I get turned off when they're trying to make us pay extra just because they put a different label on top of it, but it feels like a similar level of product. Okay. Beef and vegetable is one that I would probably put... I think we're going to go here. It's very similar to beef and barley. It trades out the barley for vegetables. And you can never feel too bad about eating vegetables. Very similar feelings about both, very similar flavors. Just like, it's a matter of what you want in addition to the beef. And then finally we have the chicken and herb dumplings. This is really going to split a lot of people. It's a matter of, so the dumplings are these little, like, the tiny little corn things, the baby corns. It's like about that size, and it's this like spongy, bready sort of thing. And you've just got a whole ton of them floating in the soup, in place of like a rice or a noodle or anything like that. And it's a matter of whether you like those things, whether you will like this soup. If not for those things, it's literally just the chicken noodle soup. Maybe a little bit more chicken. I'm trying to remember because it's been a while since I've had this one. But those things, if you like them, you're really going to like this, and it's going to be like an A or an S for you. For me, I'm like, they're just squishy and weird tasting, and I'm going to drop those down probably to the high C tier, personally. So I think that there is a pretty good list. I wouldn't put any of them in D tier. It's nothing that's like gross per se. Because I've had all of these things and I've eaten them and I've been like, yeah, I do not regret eating that meal. But these are the ones, especially the S and the A tier, that I keep stocked the most. I don't know, chicken noodle, I almost want to move it up to A. The thing about chicken noodle, like, again, is that it's not as filling, but I like it a lot. So I will consistently get this one. But for me, this is a snack. This is just something to... It's like, I'm hungry, but I don't want to just like eat a fourth meal, I'll go for the chicken noodle can there. But most of the time for a meal, it's going to be one of these guys or one of these. I guess it was just I felt bad putting it too much lower, but yeah, it's gonna be one of these top 4 here typically. If you're seeing me on stream, usually it's one of those guys. All right. The tier list is made. Silly Comp Sunday is all finished. Any D tier soups? Like I said, Criley, like all of these are the soups that I actually buy and eat. There, you know, I might be able to go and find some if I were to just like go and Progresso soup. I'm just gonna type that in and see. Because, like, if there's a straight tomato soup, it's going into the F tier, man. I don't get how people can eat just tomato soup. You've got to have that with something else. And if you're going to have it with something else, why not, like, sell it with something else? Why not just package them together? So, the vegetable soup might go in the D tier, because I think that's just tomato soup with, like, noodles and vegetables in it. That's just not enough for me there. I haven't tried the creamy chicken noodle. I haven't tried the spicy jambalaya. That seems amazing, but I don't think I've ever seen it in my grocery store. So I've never had the chance to try. Oh, the chicken and wild rice. I thought I had one of those in there. Chicken and wild rice is a solid A tier, possibly low S tier. The thing about this one is it's just a little bit less filling. It's kind of like the chicken noodle soup problem, except instead of skimping on the meat, it skimps on the rice. There's not a ton of rice in there, like there is a lot of barley. So it feels a little thin, but the taste is pretty good. So I'd put that in like high A tier. So that one's the cheese tortellini. That would be a D tier. This one's kind of weird. I don't know why they tried to flavor the tortellini the way they did. Not seeing much else though. I think I tried the chicken tortilla once and decided I didn't really like it. So that would probably be a D tier. D tier is like do not buy. I do not buy this, and F tier is like I do not buy this and also wanted to make it feel worse about itself. I don't remember if I've ever tried their clam chowder or not. I haven't tried the loaded potato with bacon. So the soups that I tend to stray away from are the ones that feel like they only have like 2 ingredients. So like loaded potato with bacon, I'm like, is that just going to be like potato flavored stuff and then bacon bits and that's it? Because that does not sound like either a tasty meal or one that's going to be especially nutritious. Same kind of deal with like just tomato soup. It's like, I don't understand why people would eat just tomato soup without putting other stuff inside. I haven't seen this one. Vegetarian vegetable. Guess my grocery store might not be swanky enough to carry that one. Haven't tried garden vegetable either. So those are presumably vegetarian options, which like you've got to bump a tier up just because it's like they're something that's there for vegetarians to eat, and that's valuable. I think that's a pretty solid list there. I think that covers pretty much all of the ones I have any information about. Loaded is more than 2 ingredients. Oh, you've had it? Maybe I do need to try it. Loaded potato? I don't know what a loaded potato is. I don't know what that means. How would you buff the C tier soups? No weird dumpling things, and literally just use slightly more high quality ingredients. I think both of those bump up significantly. I don't know. I feel like this one has a fundamental flaw. It's not as big of a flaw as like the ones that I just don't like and don't buy at all, but it's definitely like what I don't know what they were going for with those dumplings. There's a world where that tastes really good, I feel like. But you have to just completely redesign the dumplings. What would be the splash of the soups? Oh, definitely the chicken sausage gumbo, no question. That's one of those soups where I buy 2 of them, and I'm like, yeah, we're good. I will say, though, it's probably less of a polarizing top tier than, like, the splash. Because with the chicken and sausage gumbo, it's spicy enough that occasionally you won't want to eat it because it'll, like, maybe make your nose run a little bit or your eyes water a little bit. And, like, for example, if I get a bloody nose, I don't want to eat this soup because then my nose is going to get runny and it's just going to start bleeding again. So, you know, there are some situational reasons to pick the other soups. And I definitely have a variety, so I don't get tired of any one of them.